Hey everyone, it's Mariah here, and I have some news because I have no life. And I ran across, I think that was yesterday or the day before yesterday, on some news that Yoshi was talking about in his Paris conference, I guess is what you'd call. And I just wanted to go over the questions and some stuff that he was talking about. And some of the questions were like, will Admiral Merwa be coming up in future expansions or patches? And his response was, unless Lim Solo Minsa is the focal point of the war and the scenario and what's going on, we won't really be seeing much of her. Another big issue, not an issue, but a lot of people were talking about was the fact that, like, can we have more faces? Can we have more customizable options? And, I mean, plain and simple, he's just said no. Basically, he doesn't want to mess with the integrity of Final Fantasy and what we're used to seeing in that world. You know, like the super good looking females and the males and like the buff bodies and stuff like that. I mean, they don't want to mess with that character customization option because you might have like a male Mikote who's green and instead of him being muscular, he's like pudgy. And I mean, I'm all for a pudgy Mikote male, but not everybody's gonna feel that way. And with that being said, more customizable options will mean more data in each world or server, however you want to look at it. So you're basically, like, each character has their own set of data, and you're throwing them into these worlds, and it could lead to more traffic, slow loads, and just overall just crashing, which those worlds might not be able to handle that because we're not talking about 10 or 15 people in each city. We're talking about 30 or 40 and maybe even more in those populated servers. The next question was more for crafters and gatherers. And no, mostly crafters, only because they're gonna need more recipes and items. But if they do go through with adding more stuff for those crafters, it would be just really minor stuff and really small recipes. And as for gatherers, I think they're still trying to work more into gatherers, only because a gatherer can do a whole bunch more than just gathering. They're talking about maybe doing some herding cattle and like hair and fur and stuff like that. So like shearing skins. Maybe that being a big thing. Yeah, that would be really interesting to see. I'm really big into gathering myself. I just like it more than crafting. It's less stressful, but I'm just a simple person. So, the thing that really caught me was full body glamours. I'm not really sure how that would happen, but full body glamour / glamour prisms, making it possible for people to just do a whole outfit without having to do each individual piece, which I think that would be a great idea, but I have no idea how they're actually going to implement that. That seems like a whole new system in itself just to make that happen. And they were talking about the 24-man raid. Can we get stronger gear, or can we make it augmented? And Yoshi was just basically saying, no, that's gonna totally throw everything off balance, and the content and the gear for what it is now is balanced. So there's really no need to change it. And as far as the currency, for primals, or in my translated version of this Q&A, it was talking about barbarian currency. So I'm thinking maybe they're talking about totems, primal totems, maybe coins from the drops, and instead of having them as actual items that take up inventory space, maybe they can just go into the currency tab like they have been doing for our beast tribes. Or it could be beast tribes, who knows? I'm not entirely sure because I don't speak Japanese at all and I can't read it. Yeah, So they wanted to talk about more craftable gear sets and pieces and stuff like that. And it looks like they're working into it. Another thing they wanted to talk about was Mog Station, adding the Mog Station items that you buy, like clothing and character pieces. Can we put them in a storage unit, like the armoires? And Yoshi does what Yoshi does best. He says, please look forward to it. And he doesn't say more about it. Then we're talking about yokai. The yokai event was repeat from last year, and they're wondering, the questioners are asking, are you going to repeat events that were previously done? And Yoshi says, yeah, definitely. We are doing FF11, and we're redoing that on the 10th, so keep a lookout for it. It's going to be the Maiden Rhapsody, I believe it's called. Yeah, and they will be returning with some FF13 events as well, but they don't know exactly when they're planning on doing that, which I'm excited to see. I mean, are they gonna do like a lightning thing, or I mean, that would be pretty cool. I already have the hairstyle and I never use it, but still, that would be really cool. And a really big thing is the Lodestone app, the FF14 app, where you can download on your smartphone or any other device. Basically, they're coming up with an ability to talk to your FC mates, send them messages, organize your retainers, even access to the market board while you're offline. You don't even have to be online to do that. But it will be free for a little bit. I think they're talking about implementing some fees for that ability to access the market board and things like that. And I don't think it's going to be actual money. I think it's just going to be like guild that you have to pay in order to use those services. And he later wants to add squadrons to that app and just sending your people out and training them maybe, and adding ventures, sending your retainers out to ventures, which I think would be really, really awesome, because that would give me something to do when I'm at work or something and I don't have to be home. Like, you know, not everybody can afford a PS Vita. Is that what it is? PS Vita to play 14, and you know, I'm about that broke life. So, in other related news, Minions, more stuffed dolls, Minions. They're talking about like a lizard thing. I'm not sure, but more Minions, which I'm all for. And last but not least, are we getting new jobs? As far as right now, the answer is no. We are not getting any jobs, and I don't think we'll get one unless they release an expansion, or maybe something in the story progresses, like how we had with Stormblood. You know, we have the Samurai and the Red Mage. I think that was it. Just 2 more classes. So I really don't think that they're gonna add more jobs unless the story demands for it. Which brings me to my last point, which the return or the reference to FF12's The Royal City of Rabanastre. A lot of people have been talking about this. Will the Viera race come to 14? And I think that would be really, really cool, but a lot of people who I've been talking to would rather see more beast-like characters, like the Wolfmen that we saw in the Halloween event or in the Stormblood story, which, if you haven't gotten there, I won't spoil too much, but there are beastmen that you get to talk to, and they're kind of new. With that being said, do you think the Viera will be coming? And I think tall, bunny ladies are really, really awesome. I'm all for it. I mean, the whole reason I became a bard was because of Fran in FF4, what am I talking about? In FF12, and she was super awesome. She was kind of like a bland character, but I kind of like how crazy she became in the mist. Anyways, that's too many spoilers. I'm sorry. Let me just get back to it. What do you think? Do you think we'll get a new race with the change in the story, since we're getting back into FF12 content, basically? Just kind of revisiting some old, not old content. Well, I guess it is technically old content, but just different stuff. Yeah, so, that's basically all I've got. Just let me know what you're thinking about this whole stuff. Yoshi didn't really talk a lot about housing issues, or from what I saw, he didn't. Maybe I missed something, but basically the size of the apartments, getting different apartment sizes, that way you don't get stuck with the little narrow room that you have for an apartment that it isn't set, but they're still working on it. I think maybe they're gonna add more wards when it comes to what am I talking about? 4.2 patch, and I think we can expect more wards. I think they're gonna try and keep the, what is it, the ratio correct, you know, like maybe 2 houses for each person that is coming up. And people are talking about a lottery, which that would not go well because I completely have terrible luck, so I hope they don't do that. But that's just me speculating at this point. This whole video is just speculation to an extent, and maybe some rough translation with the help of Google Translate. And I mean, you can take it as it is, you can get some official word. I'm not a translator of any kind. I'm just a person rambling into their microphone and trying to make a video out of it and trying to help you guys. So, with that being said, this is Mariah, and thanks for watching.